Let's see how they do. Oh, must keep hold of it. That's the one. They've never got there. Look at that. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he's gone over. He's gone over.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Speed Without Engine, the place where fast-paced action meets pure fun. Get ready for some sick designs, crazy crashes, and tons of laughs. Let's go.
Base, high centre of gravity, usually spells disaster, but let's try and look on the bright side for this team today. The Marquis steps, it's a drop after that, it's wobbling already, and the left one's gone. Oh, there we go. There we go. An inch apart. It just doesn't go right. If you're sat in the room and you're at your dining table and you're designing your soapbox, think about the width of the wheels. Think about the strength. There we go. That's it. Red Bull PD into the straw. And Puerta is off and running in this pink and black soapbox, heading down towards the berm. And we're nice and quick through there. And it was good on entry, good on exit, nice and quick. Now the chicane. It's quite narrow, this one, so it might well have an advantage over some of the soapboxes with regards to being able to get through the tight corners nice and quickly. Oh, he lost it there. A little bit too fast. Any chance of getting out? They got in, that's fine. But then they had to go straight on. There was no way they were going to be able to turn around there. Work to do here. Off we go, the taco bathtub. Here's the berm. Oh, he's gone too high, he's gone too high, he's got back down, oh, they've gone. Board shot, which is brilliant. They know at this point, they can see the whites of the spectators' eyes up there. Over the kick, oh, over the kicker, I felt that. Here's the chicane, they're really fast, you know. Oh, but they can't steer it. Oh, here's the foam, a car wash. Pilot's covered, can't see. What have we got? 106.19. That had all the... Creativity. Dalius is the pilot. I wouldn't sit yourself down. Don't stand over the kicker. Oh, there we go. Right, he's up again. Here's the berm. Will he have the bottle to stand up through the berm? No. Oh, it just catches the bag. Oh, they've gone, look. Just struggling to keep the leather trousers on as well, the fella at the back. Here we go, look. Oh, went too high there. You've got to turn it right before you get to that point. What's the spectacular nature of today? Don't like the wheels, I've got to say that. This one, handlebars, 3 wheels, difficult course, can't control it, look. This is where it should start to get interesting. Samurai gate. How do they handle the seesaw? Very easily, actually. Choice of kickers. That's the one. Oh, they've never got there. Look at that. Oh, he took his eye off the ball and got too near the straw bales and lost it. See what happens here. In general, it looks like a well-designed soapbox, although that wide axle at the front, by the time they get to the bottom, if they get there, remains to be seen. They're holding the tail over the kicker. Etched on Mattia's face, the driver, just about, oh no, just caught the bale and over. It was just enough to flip it over. It's the merest of touches, only just caught the corner. Thought they were going to make it. And then, as we often see, when they roll it back over, there's not a great deal left. Almost get through here. Watch this, just managing to catch that corner. All the teams today are struggling to get to the finish in less than 2 minutes because they're spending a lot of time crashing into straw bales. Knocking the numbers over, moving down towards the bone rattler. Soapbox picks up and hence more speed. You can see the drone following it down as well. This is a really tight one, Oh, he's lost it. It's just that little pull on the steering wheel that just made it go the wrong way. It's that blend of speed and down towards the elastic band when he gets through here. So he's picked up momentum. Here's the elastic band. Oh, the elastic band's done him. Oh, the elastic band's done him. You're down, not flip you. Look at that. The elastic band makes it wobble, and then, of course, because it's top heavy. This might be a case of whether this one can actually stay in one piece down the course. A good push-off and plenty of speed to start with. The pyrotechnics at the back. Mind the gap, safely navigated. This looks a lot quicker than the Arriva boys that we've just seen. Over the wedge. Now we go for the apples and pears. This might be a problem. No safely through, all the wheels intact. It's a quicker run, this. Moving towards the finish. A little bit of showboating as well. Oh, there's the problem. The kicker, the curse of the kicker strikes for the first time. Just look how high that the first pewter takes off. Almost went completely backwards, and then it just disintegrated the moment it hit the track. And there's not much left of that. Too much weight at the back. Let's see whether they can maintain the speed that they've started the run with.
Oh, he's gone already!
I was about to say it's not the steepest soapbox.
That's what happens when you get an early wobble on.
That's going to give him a much bigger time than he was hoping for at the top. Good to keep it going straight.
Oh, he's going to go again!
Down he goes.
Really, the obstacles that are causing the problem, it's just him. Look how little the steering wheel is, and it's right on his lap. He's got no way of turning it again.
At least he's enjoying himself.
Oh, he's gone again! That's 3. There we go. Bosh!
At least he knows what to do on landing now. And they've got a decent performance score there of 37. Look at the chunk on the wheels. Nothing wrong with them. Down we go then. At least we're down. Oh, we've not got far again.
Look at the state of that.
That's hardly Marilyn Monroe jumping out, is it? It's a difficult place to win. The last two teams have shown us how to lose. Big and narrow. And history tells you, when you've watched plenty of these, big landings aren't good for those wheels. Let's have a look. We're about to find out then. First big test, over the kick. Oh! What about that? That's the on-board shot, and you can see just what the pilot went through. The 50, that's the perfect possible start. And don't forget, we're starting in daylight, we're going to finish in the dark. It really is a rarity for any kind of Red Bull Soapbox event. So, Indestructibles on the way with this big left-handed berm to start with, not too much speed. Oh, they've gone on the inside and caught the bales. Rest, I mean, in fairness to them, it's still in one piece. They said he was going to be indestructible. It's that front wheel, the front left just catching. Performance scores today. We've had a full house of 50 from one of the teams. So 39 for Secret Formula One. Now let's see what happens. It's a big old soapbox this, and there's not a great deal of room. And he's got the handlebar system and he's got the small wheels. If you've listened to me on this programme down the years, this is the worst possible combination for anybody. Size, handlebars, small wheels. Don't tend to work. They might prove me wrong. Oh, he's just started to lose the balance. He's gone already. He's dropped his burger. That was spectacular. Look at that. Moving nice and quickly around that berm. He's really fighting with the handlebars, look. Such a difficult task for Daniel. A lot of these soapboxes, when they initially test them, they do it in a straight line. Then when they get to the course on the day like today, they think, blimey, we've got to get around these tight corners. We didn't think about that. This is the problem. Right then, moving down towards this drop-off and then down towards this berm, and that's going to really sort this team out, you would suspect. Right then, how's your bottle? Down we go. Here's the speed. Can he get it round? Can he get it round? Can he get it round? Oh, he's gone straight on. He never even got started. Ooh. The worry I've got here, after a good performance score, is that these long vehicles that are joined together don't tend to do very well. They were okay through the berm and nice and quick through the car wash. The first test is coming out the tunnel, heading down towards the water feature. Look how fast they are through there, blimey, look at that. Oh, they've wrecked it. The hell, they couldn't hold on to it. Watch this, look how fast they are through there. The front one takes off, the back one follows it. And there's only one thing that can happen after that. Look at the faces on the crowd. Here we see it again. Look how fast they were there. Wow, how are you supposed to control it through there? God, blimey. No wonder Max Verstappen's not driving. So let's have a look at Rock and Racer and see how fast they can get down the circuit here in LA today. There's the on-board shot. Plenty of speed at the top. There's the chicane. And we're coming round to the tricky right-hander. It's straight after this left-hander, so you've got to make sure you've got the soapbox in the right position on the track to get through there as smoothly and as quickly. And it helps if your wheels stay on. You can't legislate for that. Look at that front left wheel. I mean, there's nothing you can do after that. I'm not sure I'd want to be doing that, but there it is at the front left. It's a buckled going into the corner. Sharp and pointy at the front. Does that mean it's going to be fast? Over the kicker. Needs more speed than this. Over the water, through the chicane. Now they've got the bone rattler coming after this one. Building up some speed over the bone rattler. Over the bone rattler we go. Oh, he's lost it! He's lost it! Don't think there is. They can see it's agonising for them. They can see the finish. They've worked so hard on the soapbox. They're going to have to drag it down. Means they can't win today. But it means they're going to get the satisfaction of making it down the course here in Lausanne. 125.85 is academic. Bone shaker. There they are through the water, which was a worry for the co-pilot at the back, wasn't it? Here in Paris. And off go the Power Rangers. That's how slippery it is on that start ramp. It's big and bulky through the smoke. Do they take the bridge? Do they take the water? They take the bridge. I think a lot of teams are going to do that today. It doesn't help when your soapbox is falling apart around you. Juddering down the track. This is where it's a real test for the pilot. There's a kicker. They caught that. I don't know where the wheels are at the moment. Oh, there they are, at the back. Oh, there they go! There they go! That kicker's causing a real problem just there. And there we go. Wow. This is the on-board shot, and you can see you go over the kicker, and then you've got to get back on the brake so fast that all you do that. That's what it looked like before they dressed it up. They'd have been better off like that. 1 minute, .03. Wheels at the front and at the back. I think they'll... There's the boom! Oh, the wheel's gone. Wheels gone straight away. But if you have wheels that size and that narrow, you can't have too much weight going on that side of it. Judges, aren't they? So off they go. Will this pram be any good on this circuit? We will do is go over the jump. So far, so good. They're barely rolling over there. It will get faster. That's enough to put a baby to sleep, isn't it? They're going to be pushed through the chicane here. They've got a... Still not too much in the way of speed for Le BABYCOPS. Two. Over the jump for the second time. Oh, they've gone. Even at that speed, you can have a spec. But look at this. It just had too much weight at the front. The wheels gave way into the barrier, over the handlebars. Oh, look at the fella in the back. And they crumple in a heap, and Le BABYCOPS can't make the finish. Racers on the way down. That's the neck at the back, the thing you can see waving around, but that's the handlebars. That's the way they're going to steer it. And it's looking pretty quick so far. To lose the back end ever so slightly, manages to correct it. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he's gone over. He's gone over. That's enough to make anybody anyway. I suppose in the spirit of the Red Bull Soapbox Race, but that is where it... Like, on track. So off they go. Nice and steady at the top. Around the next corner they go! I was about to say around the next corner they go, but they didn't make it. There's the roll, there's the tarmac, game over. As quickly and as effectively as the Absolute Radio team, down it goes. With the piston to start with and a bit of air over the piston too. As well, which was spectacular. Lots and lots of speed to this one, I've got to say. Seems difficult to control, and right at that... On the way down. So much speed at this particular part of the run. If they can see just how difficult this particular soapbox is to steer. And there's the bone rattler, they lose a bit more, and he's off to the storm. Keep the momentum going and keep it straight. They are going to try and get down to the finish, as all the teams like to do today. The factory to negotiate too. There's the final piece of the sides gone. Having walked it before it started today, and not having the courage to actually jump into one of these soapboxes but they certainly gave us plenty to...
Long time building this particular soapbox, a couple of months, members of the Toyota MR3 up to now as well. Over the ramp, oh, they started losing it now. Can he hold it? No, he can't. It was the ramp that... And all of their hard work and confidence comes to nothing here on the streets of Atlanta. And you can see the mess it's made of the front of that soapbox, that heavy landing over the kicker. Big red car. Through the disco tunnel and over the first ramp and wiggles. Oh, he started to wiggle. The wheel's gone. Oh, he's over. Wiggles by name, wiggles by nature, and it didn't last very long at all. And the minute the wheel comes off and you flip like that, it's all over. A lot of room between the rubber on the wheels and where Milton is. Walking pace towards the berm. I wonder whether he's got enough speed to get round it, you know. He hasn't, look, he's gone! Milton knows, look. That's Milton knows, not Milton's nose. And then over he goes, look at that. That, couldn't you? He's got no speed at all. Oh, down we go. Particular soapbox. And it looks streamlined. Lots of speed at the top. The driver is Mark, who's over the bone shaker. And looking okay. Oh, look at the speed here. Through the bib. Oh, he couldn't hold it and he's rolled it. Atop. It's as fast as we've seen anybody today, but too much speed going into the berm. Those brakes not working in time. There's Donald Trump's head on the way down, and that's what's left of the soapbox. Chance of being victorious here in Cincinnati. So T-Rex on the way down. David and Tyler are the box at the top part of the circuit, and then it needs the strength and it needs to get over the big kicker when you get down to through the top part to make sure they get through in one piece.
And speaking of that, they're coming through right now.
There it is. Let's see how they do. Oh, just managed to keep hold of it. Just managed to keep it. At the end, if you see it again, look at that. That's where they lost it. He almost lost the fella out the back. Never mind about anything else. It was the straight through the bales. I don't think he can stop it. Sitting side by side proudly at the front of the soap. And there's the berm, and it's spotted. They've lost one of them. The berm is causing so many problems here today. It's not the first time we've seen one. There's certainly a bend in the axle. But they're okay through the chicane. Oh, they're not. They were okay, but it's quite the potholes and then the kicker. They'll try and get to the finish. It's badly damaged on the right side as we look at it now. Certainly that wheel, which was damaged in the berm. Here's the final jump of the day. Whether it lasts, we will wait and see. It should just about be okay down to the finish line, but Torbos started like a turbo, finished like it's what they were hoping for today. In fact, it's not even finished yet. Look, it is now. 205.4. Look at this! Oh, haven't seen one of these before. Bravery award goes to Timo. He's gone, look. I'm not surprised. His soapbox is on fire. He's got nowhere to sit. It's like a kid's scooter. Here's the kicker. I can't wait for... Oh, look at... Oh, it's gone. I think anything was going to happen. Look at that. My word. I can't believe who thought this was a good idea. Down towards the finish. Hill, they quite rightly changed their mind. There's not a great deal of fitted in there over the kicker. We'll wait and see. Down they go, a little bit of a nosedive. Nice and quick now, moving towards berm, which is directly after the 90-degree turn. There we go. Oh, they're out. Well, that's what it's designed to do, but you've got to get the line much better than that. It's a good job. That'll stand them in good stead as a unit. It's turned into more of a trundle look through the water. So BATELIS, the shoe, faced now by the Bone Rattler, which is the Bone Rattler with part of the water feature still attached to the finish. And over they go in a time of 1:14.01. How you know when to do which, I don't know. Off we go. Looks sturdy enough. Look, two people have got to do different things. And it's Samurai Gate. Seesaw coming up. Here's the seesaw, up and down, no problem. Pick the second kicker through the leaves. Here's the finish, and no, they're nearly there. Oh, they're not nearly there, they've gone straight over. there! And Dad's come out the back! Can't go straight on over the berm, look at that! Watch Dad, here he comes, he's hanging on, oh, there we go! Oh, look at that! No messing about, let's get to... There's not a lot of room. Bone rattler. Tom and Hugo. It's Elon Musk. It starts to get a little bit faster from this point. There's the adverse camber and there's the nose in the straw. Skidding, skidding, skidding. No way you could stop it. Look at the fence go back as well. So there we go. 20 for the performance. And on Alan's 50th, he gets to ride the track here at Alexandra Palace in the birthday cake. Soapbox into Lido. Big splash. Got a face full there, Alan, didn't he? This team from Glasgow. The cake starts to fall apart over lolly drop. And it's making steering difficult. Look, he can't hold it. He's gone. They've gone. Let's have a look at it. So there they go through Lido, and they're all okay there despite the fact they're wet. But it's the next thing that does the damage. Lolly drop is the problem. And he couldn't steer it, look, and he's gone one way and the other, and the momentum was all against him. And in the end, they roll out. They're both okay, but it was spectacular. There it is from the other side, and you could see there that Alan had absolutely no chance whatsoever. And off they go. For so many soapboxers today in Madrid. Oh, a bit bouncy, the wheel's gone. Ah, it went first. Watch the front right on landing. There you go. Front right went on landing, and then, of course, the rest of it tends to follow. Now it's time for Sammy to put his money where his mouth is and deliver in SH11. And SH11 is fine through there. Towards the kicker. Sammy, keep your concentration. Over! Oh, he's got to get out! Had to bail out! The nose got stuck in the middle bit. The fact it happened so slowly, look, he's got time to think it through. Moving down towards the finish, one little kicker just before the finish line, and under in 109.35. In more ways than one. 28 out of 50, they've got a lot of work to do here. So Saketh is the pilot, and I think we wish him well. I think that's all we can do at this stage because nobody really knows. I mean, most of the time, people at least roll it down the drive or something to see if it's actually... Oh, look at him round there. Oh, he's coming out the side. No, he's not. He nearly is. The front row, his seat's gone. This is falling to pieces. He's all over the place. It's an absolute shambles. Of course it was going to be a shambles. It wasn't finished when they arrived today. Disaster strikes. Mummy's miscalculated mayhem. I can't believe it. Look at him. He's having the time of his life. They just weren't prepared. No preparation whatsoever. Fixing it up in the pits. See how difficult it is. I've got the best seat in the house and I'm not moving. 28 for the performance. Here's the berm. Nobody's gone high through there. Now the car wash. Doesn't look like this car needs much of a wash, actually. Through there, that's fine. Now here's the tunnel. This is where it starts to get interesting. I can't wait. Through the tunnel and okay. Down, oh, look at the bonnet through the water. Control, and that was it. Look, from that point on, he's not in control of the soapbox. You can't write this, can you? Down the stair set, over the other side. I don't think he's in control anymore. I think he's just going down there itself. Through that little chicane at the end and over the finish line, and then there's the drop, and it's way to the bottom from there. I can't believe this today. A very good likeness to the vehicle that they used to ride around in. So off we go. Must be hot in that Perspex bubble. Very, very hot day here in LA. Those small wheels and the very narrow axle. And bearing in mind it's wider at the top than it is at the bottom. Oh, we're about to find out! Wow! So it is at the top. The minute the top starts to go, there's too much weight, you can't get it back. Look at that. Straight into the straw.
A performance score of 19. They'll need a good run here. And they're already wobbly. Off down the ramp at the beginning. Concentration etched on the face of Dominic, the pilot, as he gets over the kicker. And then the water, and he's lost it, he's out. Team Taurus won. This is where it all went wrong. The wheels have gone there, look, left and right. And then as it... Oh, look at this, I'm less than confident, look at this. Don't go anywhere. This is not the time to go and get a drink, people. Watch this one. This is a gentleman on a very unsteady oh, he's gone through the smoke. It's a fella on a very unsteady bicycle going down a very difficult track on a rainy day in Paris. This is perfect. This is the Red Bull Soapbox Race, everyone. Here we go. He's going over the bridge. Don't take your eyes off him. Here he goes. Oh, just over there still. Here he is. Oh, he's still going, look. Over the kick. Oh, he's gone. How predictable was that? Get after your bike, sunshine. How predictable was that? That might actually get to the finish without him. Watch him here. Oh, look at that. Blimey. The soapbox went 100 yards without him. In costume, with a really impressive looking soapbox, 38 for creativity, 32 for the performance, and very fast into the berm, and very brave into the berm, and impressively out of the berm. That's a chicane, but they're going to go into it, hell for leather. They're still going. Oh, couldn't quite get out. One more chicane. The first two parts were fine, and that's where it went wrong. If they could have just got round that corner. Pushing at the back. Let's see what they can do in terms of making a mark on the competition. It's the first jump. Over safely, picking up speed. Starting to maybe wobble slightly. Over the jump they go. Got to keep it together here. Oh, they've lost it, and they've gone out. They went. Spectacular crash. Wow, look at that. Really was a spectacular end to their run. And the Kentucky bootleggers. Two wheels at the front and one at the back. Nice and steady round. He's okay up to now. Oh! Oh, I didn't know what was going to happen there. 1.1. It's the last soapbox down the course today. That's where it all went wrong for him. The wobbly wheel will get him over the finish line. Kentucky bootleggers way down, snaking already, and into the barriers already. Well, the writing was up to wobble. This is the view from on board, and straight into the straw. And a fantastic view. Ghostbusters back on the trail of the finish line. They're going to lose it again. Well, they just can't control it. There's nothing they can do to keep it upright. This is the second time it went, and there's nothing they can do now. Well, they started to wobble again already, look. Here's the ramp anyway. Oh, yep, over that, yep. They persevered, they were determined. Problem's going to come back again. It looks like they all look. You could see what was going to happen. Couldn't handle it. Here's the next one. Look, same thing. 3 rolls. They've been with the soapbox as well. So off goes dead high if you can, then you get the slingshot. But as you can see, a little bit cautious at the top of the course. More bravery than this. On the way down there. Oh, there he goes. And then head first. Oh, what does the cobblestones taste like, I wonder? There's a man who can tell you. First kicker. That was the equivalent of a belly flop off a diving board for a youngster trying to learn to dive. We have got an exploding device on this soapbox, we're told, and chocolates may well spray into the top, which it's taken a while. Anyway, Taste the Rainbow is on the way. Watch out, exploding chocolate box. And there's the berm. Oh, didn't do the berm, did he? Certainly the place to be standing today, isn't it, on that berm? It's the most spectacular part of the course because they're carrying so much speed. There's the chocolate box exploding, there we go. Not quite as spectacular as they expected. 47. So they've already made a big impression at the top of the course. Can they make a big impression now with a bit of concentration here in Cincinnati for the Sea Cowboys?
for the course. Certainly in terms of the visual look of the speed of the soapbox on it for the day. Here we go, over we go with big air! And the manatee's lost its nose. Who's first? Now he's got to walk it. Look how determined he is. Go on, Justin, screamed the crowd. He's nearly there, he's shattered. Plops down into the sea. And the not-so-famous leopard skin suits at the back. So off we go then. 33 on the performance. And we'll see how this one does. Through the smoke. Moves towards the choice of water or bridge. Pilot looking nice and comfortable at this stage. And this is where it starts to become a real test of the driver's nerve and ability. Over the kicker. Oh, he's lost the wheel at the back. They're usually so trustworthy, aren't they, these cars? The wheel's chasing him down the circuit. He's only got one. He's lost another one now. That's 2 gone, 2 down, 2 to go. Won't go forward like that. This is where they started to go. That kicker on that corner, back right as you look at it. And the other one on the other side didn't last too long after that. Too much weight for the one wheel at the back. The next kicker. And it was all over by the shouting at that stage. There we go.
Florian, journaliste sur M6 pour le magazine Turbo. Merci beaucoup, Florian.
Champion David is a former tank driver in the army, and they did post the fastest speed in 2015 here at Ali Pali as the Honourable Gentleman team, and it's impressive to look at, and the shark should be okay through the water, shouldn't it? Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, he's gone, look. The back wheel's completely gone. This is where it goes, look. Lands nose first, and the back wheels, which are too big, too thin. How often do we say that? Couldn't cope with it, and they buckled, and that's that for the improved Rocket 2. It's called the improved Rocket 2. Might be slightly top-heavy, this one. 41 for the performance. The shoulder pads and helmet might come in handy. Not that quick through there, but it will start to speed up now. That's where the speed comes in, down that drop. Only gets faster from here, through the water. Oh, he's nosed into there, look. Watch this. It's the nose of the ball that hits the straw. Bang! And then back, the back end comes flying round. There he is through the water. You can see as well that you get that splash of water in your face, but you've got to actually be able to get around the next corner. He's going to try and get down to the finish. There's the stair set. Oh, he's dropped through there. Oh, yep, he's okay. A little bit wobbly. Oh, the confidence has gone, look. Here he comes towards the finish, and there's still that drop at the end. Don't forget about it. There we go, down we go. Into the... Oh, he's lost it again. There's the stair set. The writing was on the wall after all the trouble he had after the water. And then down that drop at the finish. And the momentum takes it over. Anyway, this one reached 50 kilometers per hour in testing. It was a flying machine in testing, this one. And it's quick at the top as well. There's the dive. Over the bridge. Really fast. If they can maintain the speed here and then add to it further down, this could be a time and a half. Got to keep fighting that steering wheel, keep it going. Oh, he's got it back again. Wow, how did he manage that? Oh, the wheels are starting to go, are they? Over the kick. Oh, it's a big crash into the fence. Well, he should have lost it way earlier than he did. Oh, that's got to hurt. Wow. That was spectacular. They managed to stop it flipping over early in the run. This is where it all ended. Oh, look at the speed into the crash barrier. And then watch this. Oh! Surely a sloth can't be slower than a tortoise, but you get given this information on days like this, and you go with it. So Arco next is next, with a performance score of 33, and they've rolled it before the bottom of the ramp. They've travelled about 20 yards, and there's not much left of it. It took a long time to build. It didn't take too long to break into pieces. Down they go anyway. Arc up next. How can you possibly hope to steer that down this course with 2 pieces of rope? Oh, he's gone again, look! The minute the wheel goes, he yanks the rope. There they go towards the bottom of the ramp, look, and they went straight away. That's because we didn't know. They've got 2 pieces of rope to steer it. You've got no chance. Hanging on for grim death onto the ropes, look. Just can't hold it. Look at it. Starts to go. He can't do anything about it. There's the chap. There's the chap with the polar bear. There he is, look. Oh, dear. One of the funniest I've seen.